lose greatness. That's all I'm saying.
I think you've already lost greatness. Because I'm Dan.
Woo-hoo.
And you are taking a sip from your drink.
Taking a sip from my drink. I'm him. Nick.
The one and something else. Nick. So we are, together we form
this group
called
this unlikely duo.
Yep.
This
astonishing.
Ivory and ebony.
Yeah. You're talking about my eyebrows and the whites of my eyes.
We're the unpanders.
Yeah,
folks.
we're the unpanders, folks.
Keep up with me here.
Yeah, we're trying to keep pace. We're trying to keep pace.
Keep the pace, folks.
Ooh.
Well, as you can tell, we're a 21 and older podcast. Get that out of the way right there, folks.
The drinks and the topics, and innuendo, inappropriateness, any of that isn't really what we mean inside
Especially
ourselves.
Not to employers or people we see on the streets, or anyone who knows us, or anyone who doesn't know us, or anyone who wants to know us. So you can't disseminate. Tell them right off the bat.
Yeah.
You cannot disseminate these facts.
Disseminating. And it's for educational purposes only.
And entertainment purposes
also only entertainment purposes. Both onlys.
Onlys.
Oh.
That's it, folks.
Yeah.
I think we covered it. We're done.
I think we did cover it.
Episode over. Now I can relax.
Yeah. The beginning
Can't get fired now.
Always good. Oh,
Always.
damn it.
What?
Oh, I had a little error message pop up. Now we're screwed. It's all right.
You think?
It's all right. I think we can live. I think we can go through it. It's all right.
Are you sure?
I think we'll be all right.
I'd hate to lose episode 21-ish. Great rulers.
I think it's 20. I think this marks our 20th episode.
I think it's 21 because I noticed we numbered a couple of the playthroughs. And I think we didn't number that last playthrough.
We didn't, so it might actually be 21st.
Folks.
We can drink alcohol now. We've made it.
We made it. We're old enough to drink some alcohol. To summarize this channel, Dan, would you say we're just
old
two
friends?
dudes? I was going to say two dudes with big dreams and tiny microphones.
Yeah.
Or tiny dreams and big old microphones, huh?
My microphone is about this big.
Mine is round. It's very odd. It's flowing. It's big.
You should get that checked out.
Yeah, well, I got to stand for it, so.
Yeah. You're stuck with it. You got it for life now. So, do you have any clarifications from last time? I'd like to start out with that one.
I did. I had one quick correction. This is easy. This is from episode 19, 2 episodes ago.
Okay.
I said that all Chinese children were born with the ability to fully speak the language. I did a little more research. False. They actually have to learn the language just like English-speaking children.
I thought you meant math last time, so I was in agreement.
No. I meant language, so I apologize.
And if you checked out our previous podcasts, math is a type of language. Wow, that's fascinating. If you check out episode, we'll edit this later to fill in the number. I think it's 5. I'm going to say it's 5. Check out language. And I did have a correction. Last time I said nitrous oxide goes inside of your gas. It does not. It's actually sugar. If you put sugar in your gas tank, you give it lots of energy, lots of pep, and it's going to survive a long time.
That sounds like someone's going to be suing someone at somewhere.
Oh, maybe it's reversed. Maybe you can put nitrous but not sugar. Maybe you got me there.
I want to research it, folks, before you just listen to it on Panders.
Don't trust random people on the internet.
That's what I say.
We're teaching you analytical skills here. That's actually what the section is called.
We put the anal in analytical. Let me just say that. Woo! Sharply.
Yep. And I did want to bring up...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
About Chinese births. One thing we forgot to mention was that there were a lot of tourist births. So people would leave the country to have a second baby, or they wouldn't even document it. They'd hide it, and it'd be under the cupboard, and then they'd pull it out when they needed it. So, all these
when companies are around, you want to show them you have a second baby. It's like a show-off thing. Like, ha ha ha!
It's like a
look
Russian
at my
doll
second
syndrome.
baby.
So there's the China's hidden generation,
or
2, because it lasted 40 years.
Good point. I have something topical I thought was very good. I read online.
Oh yeah, where did you apply it?
I didn't apply it anywhere. I just read it online.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to bear with me. My smirk or smile will explain my condition. But
okay. Oh no.
But of topical things. I can't think of the words now. He got me all messed up, all flustered and do.
Sorry, you step on the pace.
This really happened. Roy Moore, Alabama senator.
Oh, yeah. Did he do something ludicrous?
No, this one wasn't even bad, I heard. He was dating a 24-year-old. And some people, like it was in a restaurant, some people were coming up to him saying it's kind of disgusting. She's over 21. He kept saying, leave us alone. Reporters are coming up. Way too young for you. You have allegations. And he said, leave us alone. Finally, he stood up in the restaurant, slammed down his hands, and said, please, we are having a nice 10-year anniversary dinner. I want you to leave me and my girlfriend alone. I thought that was really funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out Roy Moore. I can't believe people are voting for you.
What are his real allegations?
Dating 14-year-olds often.
Oh.
In fact, the story I just heard was he, as a 34-year-old man, he called the school
The
of
high
the girl.
school? Or the elementary?
Yes. No, it was a high school. Give him some credit. It's a freshman, I guess. And he called, and he actually had her taken out of trig class, come to the office, and he asked her to go on a date with him. And I thought, what a guy.
That's sweet.
What a fellow. A lot of love stories start that way, don't they?
He called her pseudo-parent, the principal.
Think of that, dude. Wait, that's older than we are. Calling up the high school and being like, hey, can she come out and talk for a little bit?
You pull up in your Mustang and rev the engine.
The other funny thing was I read, I think it was on one of the girl channels, The View or the Talk or the Chew or the something. It has the in front of it.
Yeah.
They did a poll. According to them, in Alabama, 71% of the population doesn't even believe the allegations against poor Roy Moore. And I was like...
Do they have like video, texts, pictures, conversations, him saying, I did this one time, but it's okay?
I don't think they had it all but, you know? But I did it one time. This is terrible.
It's okay. Roll Tide.
Alabama.
Woo.
We love you, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Quick
We're
shout
not
out.
related to you, though, so it's a little inappropriate.
Well, you have to be related to sleep with them.
Oh, okay.
In Alabama.
But it's okay to pledge love.
Anyway. Shout out our listener from Alaska. Do we know if he's still listening?
I don't know. I haven't seen any hits from Alaska lately. Must have offended him.
He's the first UnPer. I was really hoping he'd make it through, you know?
Yeah. It's a shame. I thought he was
going to make it,
right?
We don't know. There was allegations. You think Pee Wee Herman was ever with a kid? Or footage?
See, I enjoyed Pee Wee Herman as a kid, so that's kind of disturbing. I'd like to remember him in the dimmest light possible, which is inside of a movie theater.
That's possible. Wow, this guy coming with jokes today. You're gonna be leading the podcast because my smirk or smile, which will segue into nicely, is that I've had an awful hangover today.
Oh no,
real bad one.
You had a great weekend though.
No, just last night. I watched the Eagles game and it was Sunday Night Football, and they stayed up till whenever the hell it was, and you know the happy drinking where you're like, woo.
Yeah,
it was like the opposite. It's like, this is bull crap. This is garbage. And I made a drink real heavy because I was like, this will show someone. I'm not really sure who or what the think process is.
Was it like 10-3 like I predicted?
10-2, just like you predicted.
Oh.
All day.
One more game left?
They have several more games left.
How many games do they have?
16. 16. So 10-2. 4 more games. Okay, 4. All right. I don't want to hear your prediction. I'd rather not even know it.
Ask me every week.
I don't want to.
Right. You guys should bet on me.
No one should bet on you. Although, for the record, there is a way to tell if someone has a gambling problem. And I know this because I know some people who do this sort of behavior.
I know.
The most awkward thing is when you talk football with some of the guys you barely know, and they're like, yeah, well, what would you say about this? And they pull up their paper, and it has all the spread. I go over all the lines. I read lines. I read into lines. I know who's home. I get into that. It's interesting mental play. But I don't actually bet. I've never bet. I don't think I've ever bet.
Cash?
Yeah, I don't think so. So anyway, you get a guy and he's like, yeah, which game would you pick if you had to pick one? And it's like kind of weird. And you're like, probably this one. He's like, definitely. And they scratch their head or like touch their face. And you're like, I mean, I think so. Why? And they're like, well, could you circle it on this piece of paper? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, no, man, it's cool. Just, would you pick them? And I'm like, I think. And he's like, definitely, right? And you're like, it's getting weird. And you're like, oh boy.
He's doing a lot of motions with his hands.
And he's doing it, and right, and he has the pen. He's like, so you're telling me to circle this number? And he's like looking at you, like, I'm going to get you if it's wrong. And you're like, okay, I would, but, relax.
And his eyes are like evasive until you need to make a decision, and then he's like really on you. He's really focused.
But then after the decision, he seems fine. But like an hour later, he's like looking at it, and he's like, you don't know me. I'm going to erase that. It's like, good Lord. Anyway, my pick was right, so hopefully he picked it. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. But
what was your prediction? Did it already happen?
Yeah, this was like 5 weeks ago. I picked Eagles over 49ers.
Are you going to see that guy again, and he's going to give you free money? Is that the expectation?
No, because I don't even want the money, because imagine what he would give me if he lost his family and his house and his children's money and everything. He's like, you made me pick it. But there's like a gambler fallacy, I think, where if you do it too much or like it's become a problem, you want other people to pick, so it's their fault, sort of.
I can understand that reasoning.
Like, I didn't pick them. This isn't my fault. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like, I feel like gambling is now into the mobile realm for mobile games. It's like they make the packages sweeter and sweeter, and then I kind of like, I hit the accept button, and then I feel like,
you're like, no.
Did I lose internet? I hope I lost internet, but I feel guilty. I want these gems, but I don't know if I...
Please. Is there a way to lose just enough internet where the credit card doesn't get charged, but you get the free gems? You're like, woo! Cut off just in time. Like a glitch.
I wish, but
the dream
they figured out.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. Oh, I didn't give the tongue twister.
Oh, is it Peter picks a pack of pickled peppers?
Close. It's the word war lawyer over and over.
War lawyer, war lawyer, war lawyer, war lawyer. That's tricky. I like that one.
What's the nerd game? Everyone used to make fun of it. Online MMO, World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah.
There was a game that came out. I don't know, did they redo World of Warcraft? I never played it that much.
They kept adding expansion packs. So
did they?
Like 1 billion expansion packs.
Was there a game that came out like 8 years ago that was World of Warcraft made it? Ooh. Or they re-release it or something? Either way, my character was a giant barbarian, and I named him War Lawyer, and I thought it was the best name. But I loved it. It was like level 29 War Lawyer.
It's funny because I could see a guy with a giant axe just like, and then he like sits down to a table and he has a business suit on.
He's like, now tell me, where were the deductions were available at the time of your pillaging or no? Yes. You can write that off,
Oh, you get all the... I don't even know what they're called anymore. I want to call them perps, but that's a lawyer speak.
The perps.
All the perps sit down and you just...
All the peasants.
NPCs.
But the smirk smile is my hangover.
Huh. Does it feel good to have the hangover?
Probably no.
Did it feel good at the time?
I've had hangovers where it's like, yeah, I feel weird, whatever. I feel bad, I feel whatever. This one was like, I just kept getting weird throbbing sensations, and I didn't want to be around my kid or anyone else. And it was Dad Sunday, and we were all, I don't know, we spent all day together because she goes to work. It's just me and him. I'm off.
Yeah, I know what you feel.
And then, do you have a day where you spend all day with your kid?
She does stuff, and then it's mostly me. But you have more responsibilities because you don't have daycare.
Right. So, I mean, no daycare. It's just me and him all day. Like, he loves it. I think he thinks it's the funnest thing in the world. But, like, he's, like, blowing a trumpet in your face while you have a hangover. He's like, and you're like, punch you, but you wouldn't get it.
Oh, I definitely know. I had that one wedding up in Baltimore about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
It's the first time you can get really, like, hammered smashed because other people are watching your kid. But it's really the day after. Because when you're feeling terrible the day after, your kid is just like,
yeah.
And then he's like, you can't sleep at all. And then it's like, man, I wish I was back in college where I could just close the dorm room door and I'll be done for the day. I'm out.
Yeah. Just call it a day. You can't take off as a parent. It's like, you can't just be like, what's that commercial? Is it Vicks or tissues or cold, flu, virus? It's like, You
Ambien.
can't take off if you're a dad or a mom. It's Ambien, but that would be a great commercial. Yes, you can. Sweet bliss. Just the mother smiling as the kids are asking what's for dinner that she's not making.
Warning, may cause a nuclear war. It shows Trump shaving an Ambien into his nose. Oh.
Did you know he doesn't drink or smoke or anything?
I heard that today on a certain podcast, which I've been listening to for a while. How are you listening to the same episodes I'm listening to?
No. I can sense him, I guess. Now.
It's weird to seem that like he's clean, like he's one of the clean people.
Well, that explains a lot. I don't trust clean people entirely, do you?
I don't know. I'm pretty clean. Oh, he doesn't drink? Does he drink?
No, I don't think he drinks for enjoyment.
Oh.
Exactly. And I mean, there's clean, and then there's like hardcore clean. Like I won't kiss you if you've been drinking because it might get on my lips, and who knows what it might do to my system. It might compromise me. You ever hear that?
I mean, I guess the coming of age when you're in high school is like you eventually go to a party and you get drunk. The same thing kind of happens for certain people in college. Like they've never had a drink. It's like
and then they go what?
Sophomore year, yeah. They go nuts. They end up like pooping in the corner of your apartment, and just you have to cut that tile out because that's dirty. It's not gonna get clean anymore.
It really happened?
Yeah. Or they go full Nazi on you, and you have to tie into a chair and tape them to the window until they stop screaming.
Who was
That was another guy.
Can you give me some initials or something? Do I know him?
You never met him, I don't think.
He was cut out of the friendship circle pretty quick.
Yeah, there was one point where we're grabbing him to tie him to the chair. I went down to pick him up, and I was in front of him near his knees, and someone pantsed him, so I looked up, and there was an acorn staring me right in the face. I can't hide it.
Is that your great sexual experimentation here? Is that what we're going to call that?
Well, it didn't poke him in the eye or anything.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
It wasn't an accidental.
Oh my God! It's all over my face. Get him off me! He's tied to a chair, Dan. Let him go. Oh no!
Pantsing. That stopped, right? I don't know if that still exists.
Hey, you know what's real funny? I was talking to someone about this the other day.
Sexual harassment, Nick.
That's my old nickname, Dan. Sexual harassment, Nick. We used to call pantsing something in Northeast Philly. Maybe it was just in my area. Shanking.
I've heard shanking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Because most people refer to that as stabbing in prison.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, cool.
I guess that's the kiddos, the ones that were doing it in high school and haven't been to prison yet.
Mm-hmm. That's the kid version.
So you just got shanked, and it's like a 13-year-old bleeding on the ground.
Yeah, it's like 4 12-year-olds and an 11-year-old over here, and they all do head signals, and someone goes like this, and they pass the guy something like a $5 bill, and he walks up to a guy just real slow and pulls his pants down, and everyone screams, and he goes, "Ah!" I'm picturing like a shank scene, but just someone's just pantsing something. It's not
real slow pantsing. How awkward would that be?
That's like a sexy dance. Excuse me.
I was listening to someone today, and someone said there's certain things you can say in a normal voice, like you have a nice blouse, but when you change it down to a whisper, it becomes really awkward. You have a nice blouse, and it's like, excuse me.
I noticed you from across the room. Oh, where did you come from? Thank you.
How long have you been here?
You were in the bathroom for a really long time.
It's creepy. No matter what you say.
Whoa. Yeah, sure was. Woo.
Feeling good tonight. Feeling good.
That was good. See, you know what my trick, though, is this. Right here is going to cure that hangover.
That's proven to be false, but you can have eggs and butter and bacon, and that's
proven to be true, but you'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it's not curing it, it's postponing it.
I don't know that it is. We're going to have to look back at one of our previous episodes where we talk about hangovers.
No, it's the shampoo effect.
I don't even know what you're talking about, shampoo effect. What is that?
So, for the podcast,
look at that. Gleaming.
I have a zit.
Yeah, I have that too. We're in sync.
Well, listen. Stop trying to one up my zit. This is my zit. But I haven't bathed in 2 days. Usually I'm every day. And today's the other day, so I should have done it by now, but I was busy. I'm going to do it after the podcast for reference. My hair is getting all greasy. So when I go to shampoo today, yes, I shampoo, folks.
Conditioner?
Yeah, I of course. Ever since my hair got long. But this is the idea. If I shampoo, it won't even suds up because the shampoo is attacking all the dirt, and then you wash it out.
Uh-huh.
Whereas if 2 minutes later in that same shower I shampooed again, it would suds up like holy hell. Like it gets back. It's
vitality?
No, but like, so if you
rinsed and repeated.
Yes, it would come back super frothy, foamy, and crazy bubbly. It's really because there's no dirt in there, so it's just sudsing in the soap and coming out. But the idea is it's called shampoo effect with drinking. So if you did a whole night of drinking and you're wasted and you wake up hungover and you had a real bad day, it's like hair of the dog. You just have one beer and all of a sudden you're like, woo! Like you went from 0 to 1,000. Like it's like, I guess it activated some of the drunk that was still inside.
Oh man, that reminds me of like what was that?
Shampoo.
Power Hour? Have you ever do a Power Hour?
God, yeah, we used to do Bauer Hour with Watch 24, the show.
Oh yeah.
Sutherland, and we would have a timer go off every minute, and we would do a shot of beer. Yeah, that's right. Okay, good.
Nice.
No one. That was so awesome because that was like season 4, and it got ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure no one ever made it past like halfway point of the show.
Oh no, you get lost. You get lost.
Well, and then there were people making 4-hour playlists. You ever do them?
Oh yeah. You get a minute into a song and boop, and then you.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I get it. I guess.
We should pick a day just to do all of these drinking games. Actually, 2 days since we need to recover.
Like 3 days. I feel like at our age and rates, we wouldn't be able to.
One of us is going to die.
Get into a Power Hour. What's the drunkest someone could get on camera? Eventually, we could just stumble out of the room.
Yeah.
I imagine.
It's going to record all night and fill up my entire hard drive. I do have a smirker smile.
Go ahead. I hope it's not a hangover with a kid.
No, this is kind of in different pieces. So the weirdness is how cold is it there? Is it pretty cold?
No, it's like 50.
So it's fine. It's fine.
I'm going to be getting your cold streak coming.
Yeah. It's actually not cold here. It's like 80 degrees. So there were like thunderstorms in December, which is
so crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Is that global warming for the record?
Maybe, I think statistically it's like a couple degrees global warming, but that might be a cyclical event for the Earth.
It is. Over a global span, it's a couple degrees.
The graphs on it are interesting. This is like slowly goes up. But
I mean, not to F the Earth, but I kind of like winter like this. I'm down.
Yeah, except it spurs up more hurricanes, and then they hit me, and then floods. Except me, which I guess I'm fine with.
Covered the 2 most important people.
You and me. All right, we're good.
We're good. Yeah.
All right.
Rolling. Roll
Houston
tide.
strong. Houston strong right here.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Mine is a dad shirt. It says, guess what? And it's pointing to a chicken's rear part. You know what that is? It's a dad shirt.
I don't even know what the joke is.
Guess what? Chicken butt.
That's what chicken butt. All right.
Dad thing, I guess. I don't know. Shout out dads.
Ooh, dads. So it was a thunderstorm, and then we went to get a Christmas tree, and we actually got it onto the car, and the moment we got in the car, boom, it started raining, like real heavy.
Ooh, tree on the roof, or did you get fitted in?
It was on the roof. I don't think I could squeeze in the back, but you get all sap and needles.
7-footer? Yeah, 7-footer.
It's not very big. It's about as big as my microphone.
A little guy.
You're standing really far away from it.
Okay, fair.
So we come home. It's raining, and this is the smirker smile. The garage door broke, so like the spring broke. I don't know if you ever had that happen, but
no, I think you told me about it the other day though. Okay.
Yeah, so I tried to lift it up initially, and when one of the springs is working and the other one's broken, so just half of the system's working, it weighs about 80 pounds. So I could lift it up. I could let my wife go to work, and then
you made her lift it because it was heavy. I understand.
Yeah, she's pregnant, and she's got a lot of extra weight.
She's got more strength.
More power. So I lifted it up. I got it stuck up there, and I was like, I got to keep it up and work on it.
Problem in your family.
Yeah, so I got it. I have excellent lift and girth, and so we had it up, and she drove away, and then I pulled my car out, and I had to, I worked on it while it was open, which I think is a mistake, because
you messed up the springs or anything?
Well, the springs don't matter anymore because the one's broken. You can't you can't mismatch springs. So I took the other spring off, which could have probably maimed me if I didn't. I kind of did it sloppily.
Hey guys, this is a badass alert. Mark the calendar right here. We got a badass on our hands. He doesn't even care about damage or danger.
I unleashed it and it was like, boom, and I was like, I should have probably thought about that before I did it.
That's a lot of tension.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing for having the door propped open.
I mean, think of the podcast. If you were all maimed and everything, well, they're probably already looking at me, but I got a pimple today, so they're probably checking you out.
I mean, yeah, if I lost my arms and legs, you wouldn't tell. I mean, you wouldn't know because this is all you got.
The podcast must go on.
I just have my wife wheel me in.
And push the buttons. Hello, gang.
But apparently you're supposed to have it in the down position to work on it. So I was like, shit, like it's already up. And now that I took the other spring off, it weighs like 160 pounds. And I worked that thing for about an hour. Like I put like a little like block down and I have it drop like an inch. And I got it down to like 4 feet high. And I didn't have any more like wood pieces to put in there. So I had like a 4 foot drop. So I was like, maybe I can like juggle wood pieces on the fly. And I put a tire there just in case. And the first thing I did, I was like, I knocked the piece of wood out and I was like, boom, I put it in there, but the door bounced and then shot the piece of wood behind me. And then I would like step back and then just boom, like right on the tire.
Right on the tire. Good thing you put that damn tire.
Yeah, that tire saved my ass, saved the door, protected everything. And then I spent like 30 minutes trying to get the tire out from under the door. But afterwards, it seems like everything's okay. And I'm going to put the spring on there and everything's going to be good.
Hey, you should work on them when they're down.
Yeah.
Sorry, you should have texted me. I would have told you. I thought that was pretty common knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah, 5 YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's the way to go now. YouTube videos. I'm a plumber. I'm a maintenance guy. I'm an IT guy. Just YouTube it.
Mm-hmm. They should really have like teaching tools that show you like how you fuck up at every stage. Like,
right. That would be good. If you notice this, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Stop now because you'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's like one of those adventure books where like 90% of the finishes are you fucking failed.
You die. No, you die. Interesting. Well, not to move too far on. I think we're feeling great about ourselves here.
Pretty good.
But I was trying to find out like scenarios because I hardly give them. I give everything else really well. Really good at it. But did you have a good one?
Oh no. I'd like you to give me one.
Well, I went to. So I was looking around at websites, and a lot of it boils down to would you rathers.
Okay. Which
are simple, and most of them are really corny. But I did find 3 that I think are pretty easy to answer. I'm not going. It's not too deep. These are just cool things to let us know who's who here.
Okay.
Very innocent. They're very PG. I could have looked up dirty would you rathers, but I was like, that's not our speed. Would you rather be always 10 minutes late for everything you tried to get to, or always end up half an hour early?
10 minutes late.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Do introductions,
like birth of your kid and all that. I mean, and the other thing, like job interviews and like everything, like it seems pretty.
A C-section takes about 10 minutes, so I'll be right on time. If she was looking around, I mean, she was out of it anyway, so who cares?
Don't get me wrong. Half an hour early, you got to play on your phone. You're wasting phone battery. I get it.
Clash
it's really phone battery.
Birth.
All right.
Check this out, honey. I just beat this guy.
This one I saw was stupid, but I thought, what would Dan do? Give up bathing or give up internet for a month.
Oh, man.
Because in a way, one doesn't affect you.
Not like nothing.
You can wash your hands. Wash your hands.
You can wash your hands. And your hands extend to the wrist?
Oh, boy, the elbow.
Oh, the elbow? Okay.
I'll give you elbow action.
Can I bathe myself like a cat? Like wipe the soap on my face?
No soap on face action.
I don't like. What's the longest time you've ever gone without a bath or shower?
5 days, 7 days, somewhere in there.
I feel like after a week, you'd be.
Yeah, after 5 days, I was like craving it. I felt like dirty. Like, look at me now. This is like 2.5 days. Like, if I went a full 3 days, I'd die probably. And at one point in my life, I did 5 days. 6.
I stepped out of the shower today, and it was like a degree colder than I was expecting.
I'm friends with someone whose birthday is right about now, and she used to say that if you got into a pool, it counted as a shower or a bath.
I mean, I
And
know
I was-
people who do that.
And I was like, not really. And they're like, yeah, you're good, you're clean. And I was like, so over the course of the summer, what if you like swim every other day? Are you like going 2 weeks without? And that's not accounting for all the chlorine, bromine, and all the other chemicals that are in pools. But geez,
Just kill all the germs and just dry you up.
I guess it's still it covers you with other chemicals though. It's like bleach, isn't it? Yeah, chlorine's bleach.
Pretty much.
So what is the longest you've gone without bathing?
I don't know. I guess it must be like when I was a little kid, like before I even entered high school. Like it must have been like maybe a few days.
What are you, every day kind of guy?
I'm like an everyday. My wife's
I'm
like a twice a day type of person. So if she leaves bath water in, I'm just like, well, I mean, I might as well use it.
I mean, you've used poop bath water. Why not? Let's
Yeah. I mean, there's no particulate, so it's fine. It's not contaminated. It's not contaminated. It's not contaminated. I just keep saying it 3 times and make it true.
You picked up the poop, so it's not contaminated.
But I stepped out of the shower today, and it was like a degree colder than I thought. And I was like, oh, it's cold.
Touching the floor.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Imagine how much our evolution will change when it's like a degree really matters, and we're used to 72 degrees exactly. We'll become this like worthless race that can't even survive outside of a 10-degree window.
Oh, dude, 100%. I was just thinking, as you said that, I was like, imagine our ancestors who like bathed with woolly mammoths and like scrubbed themselves with a porcupine and like ate raw fish because they didn't have fire. And then you're like, ooh, 71. Ooh, it's a balmy.
Yeah.
I gotta put this towel on and turn on the space heater.
I gotta get back in the shower. It's too cold out there.
Yep.
I think I'd go. That's kind of a tough one.
No, you know why I know you're going with no bathing? Because that one affects other people more than you. You selfish son of a bitch.
Well, I remember the street hawkers in like Rome. Like you'd walk by these guys that would be selling like big pens, and they'd like try to sell them for $1.
They weren't selling big pens.
It's probably
in
cocaine
ancient-
on the inside.
Oh, you're talking about Rome. Like
Rome.
current
Rome.
day Rome?
Yeah.
Oh, word. Go ahead.
So this like I think they were transplants. I think they were actually like refugees or something. So they're selling like pitiful stuff for maybe a little bit more than it should be. But it's like these guys like probably don't have anywhere to live. They probably haven't bathed in like weeks, and like you could smell them like for a good like 50 feet after you passed them. Like it just got all up in you. I might actually lose my job if I didn't shower.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Would you lose your job without internet though?
If I couldn't send an email.
Oh yeah, boss. I'm in a would you rather. Can't use the internet. I'm really sorry about this, but I hope it doesn't affect company policy. Hooray, hurrah!
And you just slide the piece of paper with the email on it, and you're like, here's
my CC. You had to write it all down. You wrote down the email and just wrote yes at the bottom.
Oh, you have one of those like carbon copy credit card machines, just like chunk, and then here's my copy. Here's yours. Please sign.
All right. Well, and the last one, it's a throwaway. Would you rather have all your taste buds remain the exact same right now, but you have to poop out your mouth, or lose all your taste buds and they're all located in your butthole? Oh, so you could eat food still, but you have to shove it up there.
So, but are you pooping out of your mouth continuously forever?
No, just whenever you have to poop.
That's gotta be.
Excuse me, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom. Here's my toothbrush, my washcloth, some mouthwash.
That would be. You'd be afraid to smile from then on.
I mean, you probably have a routine down.
It's like the Natrual thing. Like, if you can't taste your food.
I mean, you could also still eat food, right?
You'd have to stuff it up your butt, though. You'd have at a fine dining restaurant. You'd just be like, you take like the little like spoonful, and you'd be like,
2 carrots, please. 1 to go.
You'd be sipping soup. Oh my god,
delicious. Send my compliments to the.
I think I'd taste buds in the asshole. I think I'd take that one.
Fair enough. That would be interesting. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think people are more accepting of that one.
More accepting. Well, he's got taste buds in his asshole. Let him go, honey.
Oh man, if you were
trying to eat an
anal or something,
shoving it in there. That's what I mean. You can also taste some pretty funky stuff going in there.
Yeah.
Is that oral or anal? Anyway.
philosophical questions here.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to move on to some any kind of thing that everyone talks about?
Yeah, I was taking a dump the other day, and I was in the stall, and someone goes, "Hey Dan, you got a piece of paper? You got a napkin? I need to." And I was like, okay.
Good.
He was out of toilet paper, so I gave him a piece of toilet paper.
Oh, I thought you meant paper.
No. I'm French Canadian, so sometimes I say napkin. And so he doesn't flush, but he hands it back and he says, I open it up, there's a little heart, and it goes, "Are you doing that segment called Celebrity Challenge?
Oh my God, man. I lose my mind every time. And did you tell him Did he have any ideas?
I wiped and I give it back to him.
Here's your challenge, buddy.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to use this.
Put Ryan Gosling in the shape of a turd. It's about... Well, I guess he's a well-known actor. He has probably squeaky clean. I hope he has a really dark past that comes to light 20 years from now.
Kills people.
Yeah, so what's the Celebrity Challenge, Nick? Celebrity Challenge!
I didn't have one today.
Oh.
So we have to work one out?
I think we do. Can we do, how about Spider-Man? Like Tobey Maguire, and, I don't even know that other guy's name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the newer one.
Yeah, the newer one, who's not as, I guess they're equally...
He's better looking, though.
Neutral?
The newer one.
Yeah, and he's got
many attractive qualities. I mean, they both have the nerd thing going, I guess, but he's at least an attractive nerd, the new one.
Yeah, but who gets the better chick? Is it Kristen Dunst?
I don't remember the new chick.
Emma Stone.
Ooh.
It's weird that they're both redheads. Was Marianna redhead? Mary Jane? Marianne? I don't know.
Say she was, but I'm making that up. Maybe because the movies have colluded my vision, my past vision.
Mm-hmm. So they should probably just... What do you want to have them do? What would be fair? What could we do?
Kiss upside down, you know? Pretty crazy.
both guys.
The mask up to their nose.
Are they both upside down since they're Spider-Man?
Yeah, you know? Yeah. And then they should have to kiss for charity.
Yeah. Well, they could both, they could do it individually and with women that they choose.
Yeah. And then, how about like a whole contest? Like it's an hour long. He hangs upside down with his mask up to here, and a bunch of women line up, or men, and whatever, and kiss him. And for every kiss, he donates $1 to charity.
Right. And if he gets more kisses than we do, then we donate the equal amount. How many? That's pretty good.
How many people can you kiss? And not an hour, 10 minutes.
It's got to be time.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I'm just trying to limit our losses here because you can rapidly kiss a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to sign an affidavit.
A real kiss. No 5-second kisser.
Yeah. Minimum 5 second. How much time?
Minimum 10 seconds. That's a real kiss.
Yeah, just keep going up, higher. Because that
minimum 15-minute kiss.
$4. Woo! Okay, we covered ourselves. Okay, so we got to look up the other guy's name because 1 second. We got to call him out properly, you know.
Seriously, if he's not going to do it, and he eats kids with cancer. Who cares?
And actually, that guy's decent. He's not bad.
Go look at
Why did they change out the next Spider-Man already?
Yeah, they already have a new one.
But
that's not out.
I don't know what that guy's.
No, we're talking like 2013. It's called Homecoming or something.
Homecoming's the newest one.
Yeah.
We don't mean to pump that up. Andrew Garfield. That's the one you're talking about. And Tobey Maguire?
Yeah.
Sure.
I didn't even recognize his name, but yes.
Yeah.
Something Garfield? It seems like such a boring name.
Garfield. That's fake. He probably changed his name to Garfield.
Why would you want to? Unless he hates Mondays.
Publicity. He likes lasagna.
John Arbuckle. This is his dad. Beats him.
I have no idea where you're going with that one, but ooh, glorious. Shall we?
So, because we've gone on a little bit, I think it's time to touch on the main.
Well, wait a second here.
Oh, hold on.
I do have to say that I've had the pleasure, the ultimate pleasure, of enjoying some delicious gingerbread snacks.
Hot diggity dog. Whose are they?
Oh,
that's a good name brand right there.
Yeah, this is a local grocery store called Sprouts. I don't know. It might. Have you ever heard of Sprouts?
Is that a chain?
It might be a chain. It's It's used
They also
to
might
be.
not be.
It
Look
may-
at that packaging. That's chain packaging. I'm sorry.
It's pretty generic, the packaging, but the gingerbreads, they're perfect. They remind me of my youth. They brought me back to being like 6 years old, munching on a gingerbread.
That's how you
guy.
used to dress as a youth.
Yeah.
I can vouch for this, gang. This is how Dan used to look like that when he was a youth.
Look at that bow tie.
He had a little bow tie.
Yeah.
The little cream all over his body, the little white stains. We always ask why he has them when he gets out of that van, but whatever. I mean, he was a good kid.
My parents always used to thought I was gay, and I was like, "You made me this way. What are you talking about?
You made me this way.
Why did you make me wear a bow tie with white cream on myself?"
Eating that up for the podcast.
Oh, they're good.
Are they?
They're
I
real
give you
good.
credit.
Everyone said I could have been a food model when I was younger.
Who's everyone? I really want to know if you can name one person.
I don't need to. I know you want it.
You are enjoying that food, and I can actually feel the enjoyment through the camera. So
Wow.
I guess something's real here, folks.
No words.
Real good.
Words cannot explain.
Real good. Well, while you're plugging your product, I'd like to plug something of my own. So a lot of people are dads. I'm a dad. You're a dad.
Yep.
They're saying something like 88% of the population on Earth right now could be dads. Just a generic number, but I've seen it posted. I don't know. So we all wear one thing nonstop. Come on, dads, say it.
Socks.
Shoes. How did you get that close? That was incredible. It really left you in the dark. I don't know how you got that close. Oof. Anyway, New Balance came out with something pretty new, and it's for dads. It's called the Used Shoe Program. You can buy a shoe gently used by another dad. It's verified that it's definitely a dad. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is a dad shoe.
It feels like a dad shoe.
See that? That's a dad shoe, folks. Anyway, look at this. Ooh, we got dad written all over it. But you know what? I don't have time to check out new shoes. I don't have time to break a shoe in. I don't have time to get comfy with my shoes. So the program's called Dad to Dad Share. They give you a shoe that's been gently used by another dad. They give you his name and his occupation. So what am I rocking right now? Hey, gang, when I play b-ball on the courts and be cool, I'm rocking these New Balance from Shep Keller. Oh, what's he do? Oh, he's in used cars. He's not a used car salesman. He does a lot of the paperwork. He's a used car salesman paperwork guy. But damn, Shep. You know what I'm saying? How much would this cost you figure? $1,000 a day? Something crazy. I don't know.
Penny.
New Balance got it down to 8 cents a day, folks. Can you afford 8 cents?
Can you rent shoes? Wow.
Yeah. Well, I broke it down. That's $29.20 for the whole year. Pretty damn good.
Is this a charity for dads?
No. It's just you got to pay, and they give you your shoe. But you get a year to pay it off, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Layaway.
And the thing is, I don't have time to find out if I like a shoe. I don't have time to find out if it's going to stand up to the rigors of day-to-day dad. Shep did. Hell yeah, Shep. I'm rocking the Sheps. Credit.
I love that you did the math on that one.
You checked my back. I thought you might, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I thought you might.
Mathematical certainty.
Goddamn right I did. 8 cents a friggin' day. Now, I did a regular year where you weren't even thinking leap, were you?
Yeah, I was. Got to add that extra day. Oh, shit. That's going to skew the results.
Someone owes me most of a dime.
Yeah. Did you make sure it was on the... What's the leap year? You skipped the leap year, right? I don't know when that is. I feel like it's coming up.
I'll tell you what, though. A lot of leaping going on with these bad boys.
I do like the bottom. You could pick it up.
You like that?
Yeah. Where it's the plastic, different types of plastics are merging.
Yeah. That's because I'm wearing through, baby. Got some of that going on. Like, this is dad shoe. I wear this for lawn work and all that, you know?
Yeah, I can see there's a little dirt in there.
Yep, a little bit. Shout out, Dad.
Woo. Pound.
Huh?
Pound daddies.
Holy crap.
Hashtag daddies.
That's so awesome. Pound. I'm going to search pound baddies real soon. I don't know what we'll find, but I can't friggin' wait. Whew.
Oh, man.
Pound daddy. Pound daddies. Folks. That's the good stuff going right now.
I get some tears.
I got some tears.
I found them, and they entered my eyes somehow.
Pound daddies, folks. Hashtag. Get into the big one tonight. Get into the big old.
This is a good one.
This is good.
This is bigger than the world, actually, I think. Whew.
It technically is the whole world sometimes.
Yeah, occasionally. If you look in the past, there's been some big conquerors, big rulers, big countries.
So, can I tell everyone what I named this segment on paper?
Oh, yeah.
I wrote, not so, in parentheses, great rulers. Holy smokes, folks.
Oh, man.
I'm going to start saying holy smokes, folks, too, by the way. I just came up with it.
Catchphrase.
Holy smokes, folks.
You'd be great for an 80s or 90s TV anchor.
Holy smokes, folks. I like it.
If you were only born in a different year.
If only. Well, if I was born between 1913 and 1918 in Turkey, I probably would have been one of the 1.1 million people murdered by Enver Pasha.
Pasha. Oh, wait, did you?
Hey, you came across Pasha? What, do we have the same list?
I looked at this one list and I was like, man, there's a lot of Asian emperors on here. And then there's a lot of like Indian ones. And the last one was like one I'd never heard of. I was like, wait a second. Like I looked at who the author of the site was. He was Indian.
Oh, man.
Pasha. I don't even have that one on my list.
He's Turkish. Come on. Pansha. Or Pasha. Yeah, Pasha. There you go. Good old Enver. You know what I'm saying? His reign of terror was 1913 to 1918. I thought I told you.
1913 to 1918?
Yes.
That's so recent. That's less than 100 years ago.
Well, hold on. So, let's break it down for the viewers here. We were just talking about great leaders, powerful leaders, big empires, horrible rulers, like dictators, murderers, the stuff that makes you feel good at night. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sleep peacefully in your own bed.
Yeah. So, there were a million ways to look at this. And I broke it down.
Oh, break it down.
I went realistic. These were the not so great rulers, and I went by the numbers murders.
I thought about that.
I did the murder number.
I figured you would go there, so I'd let you do it.
Good. I figured you had details on some other people. I hope you did it.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's see.
Veiny fists. That's what I'm saying. But anyway.
Conquerors.
But like, I went through a list of top 10 murderers, dictators, rulers, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird. I feel like there are people in Africa doing this on the daily, but
oh, yeah.
I don't have to back it up.
That's one of the weird things is you're looking at these kind of real people that have kind of become fictional. So the retrospect is like, oh, these people did horrible things. They're never like, this is happening every day in Africa.
Right, so, which it kind of is.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to get into it because I don't know enough.
Yeah,
fact.
No one does because no one reports it. But let's go
hey, folks, find Cody. You know what I'm saying? Find Coney. Find Coney. Koni.
No.
We're going to get you, Coney. Unpanders are going to find Coney.
Is that the murderous African dictator?
Yeah, there was a whole video going around like 8 years ago. It was a big thing.
Just watch Hotel Rwanda and be like, what the hell?
Ooh, that's some messed up stuff. Anyway, I'll go over a few the hits on the murder list.
Oh, yeah?
So these are all leaders who are credited with a boat ton of murders. Shout out.
Oh.
Shout out. Whoop, whoop. Enver Pasha, he's Turkish. I got Kim Tu-sung.
Kim Tu-sung?
Yeah, North Korea. He must be related, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
1948 to 1994, lived a long, prosperous life. Killed 1.6 mil.
Wow.
Shout out.
1.6 mil? That's not a lot.
Well, geez, it is
for
kind
the
of
top
a lot.
10 murderous dictators of all time. I mean,
on. So
he's got to step it up.
So, Ho Chi Minh made it next. 1.7. That's how many he's got. That's not a ton. I think it's a ton, but
Can you hear that?
Good.
He's upset about the dictators.
Yeah, I would be too. Especially with
keep going.
Pol Pot next. Pol Pot next.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead, do your thing. All right, folks. We finally got rid of Dan. I know sometimes I gotta walk into the bed.
You're fine.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
He's back. I had a thing for you guys.
Shut the door.
Oh, just shut the door. There's a crying baby. Let me take care of this.
He's fine.
He'll be fine.
He does this every night.
You
think he's going to get attention? No, he's
not
right.
From his father. He doesn't know his father.
I need some shoes so I can go walk over there.
Dad to dad share program. I got Pol Pot coming in.
Okay, keep going.
He's between 1.7 and 2.4. I mean, these numbers aren't crazy anymore. I got Saddam Hussein.
Weapons of mass destruction, not.
2 million. I got Yaka Khan. He's Pakistani.
Do you have anything like details? Like I know, like Saddam apparently like mustard gassed his own country.
No, I have some other stuff for that, but not this. I mean, if you do know that, and we did hear a lot about Pol Pot and Ho Chi Minh, but here's where the list gets really. The weirdest one is this guy from Pakistan. It's Yahya Khan or Yahya Khan.
I did hear that. Yeah.
So fun. His number is between 1969 and 71.
It's crazy how recent that is. That's like almost when we were alive. Yeah.
What's crazier is the number. So it's an ascending list of murders and people he's credited with killing. He's 2 million, question mark space, 12 million? Well, that would put him in like number 3 on the list. It's a pretty big in between. I don't know how you don't know the difference between 2 million people and 12 million. It was the biggest gap I found in all my coverage.
Like the government is responsible for checking on their own populations. We lost 10, 20 million people.
Next guy is a Japanese guy. He had 4 million. Toho Hideki, shout out.
How old?
I guess we had a shout.
Do you have the years on that Japanese?
Yeah, 41 to 44. He killed 4 million people.
1941, like during the war. I guess
the tail end, right?
I'm not good with some of that. Huh?
Probably. I got USSR. Hey, Vlad Lenin, shout out. 4 million. Whatever. His next of kin, or not kin, predecessor. No. What's the one where you come after?
Stalin? Is Stalin after him?
Yeah, buddy. Stalin's number 2 on the list. How about this one from Japan? 1926 to 89. See, that's because he was alive for like 70 years or something. And power that long.
They should break it down by years, really.
You're going to kill 6 million people if you're in power that long.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen.
And anyway, the top 4 were good. It's
people I know.
Yeah, Shanghai Shek, 10 million he's credited with. Shout out.
10. Wow.
Hitler's credited with 17 to 20 million. But I've been doing some reading recently. It's probably closer to 4 million, and a lot of the numbers we hear are lies. The Jews actually weren't killed. The Holocaust is kind of fictitious.
Oh, God.
Anyway. You didn't know where I was going with that?
Oh, I knew it.
No, Hitler was 17 to 20 million, which is terrible. How did 17 to 20 million is a ridiculous number of people, but number 1 and 2 on the list, Stalin, between 41 and 53, is credited with killing 40 to 62 million?
I was listening to something about him today.
That's insane.
He got into this, like, a lot of the dictators have this idea about, like, this is the way to do it. This is the right way. So he actually took people out of, like, industrialized cities and forced them to work on farms. And
another Chinese guy did this, didn't he? Yeah, I've read a thing on this, too. And they were like, do you know what it was based on? Distribution of wealth.
Yep.
There were too many poor farmers who were doing all this work, and then rich people who lived in the cities. So these rulers, I'm guessing it wasn't just Stalin, it was a few others, would get all the people in the cities that had all this money and said, get out, work on the farms. Everyone's going to work on farms. We're going to make food, and everyone's going to be super happy. But in doing so, these people had nowhere to live, no farmland, no anything. So most of them ended up dying, oddly enough, of hunger.
Because they were forced to do something they didn't know how to do.
Oops.
Oh. Yeah, that Chinese rule, that was right about the time that they started the one-child-only rule or something, because they're right at the precipice.
Well, was that Mao Zedong?
I think
he's number 1 on this. It was 45 to 75 million.
It's crazy. I think Stalin...
Well, and here's my question. How did he get such an even number? Like, wasn't it 75 million in, like, 12?
People just, like, they have no idea. They have no idea. But the Stalin one, he tried to industrialize his nation at the same time. He was like imprisoning everybody,
right, and going to
and
war.
trying to get food, and so he ended up like killing all these people because they were like kind of criminals, and he didn't have any food. So it's like you get like a double whammy of like a dictator trying to do stuff in bad times, and they just ruin everything.
But here's my other question. So let's say Stalin sends you out of your city and you have a heart attack because you ate shitty foods and you had plaque in your heart and everything. Does he get credit for that kill?
I don't know. I think a lot more people die of natural causes than like how many the guy was alive for 70 years. You get to credit him every death that happened in their country.
Right. These numbers are inflated. I think we should go back in time and really count how many people died.
Interview every soul and say, do you feel like he caused your death?
He caused you to die.
Yeah.
Give me another chicken wing. Okay, fatty. This one's not from...
If we did bring food back, like a whole bunch of Chick-fil-A, just like fried chicken sandwiches, how do you think people in the past would react?
They wouldn't get enough of it. They would just keep eating it.
Yeah. It'd
be like giving a dog like certain food. Like, like they just... I think they would eat till they throw up.
And then they'd eat it again.
I'm often brought back to Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, man.
His dog, Spunky.
Oh, yeah?
So Spunky would sit over his water bowl, which was empty, and he would look to Rocco to fill the water bowl. And he would look and look at his bowl and look at Rocco. And as he's sitting there, he's so thirsty, he drooled. And his drool would fill the water bowl. And he would drink it all into its entirety. And then look up at Rocco and just look at him, and it would drool and fill it again. And this cycle would repeat. And I always thought about that, saying, dang, don't even have to water your dog.
Huh. That used to be one of my favorites.
It was a good show, wasn't it?
It was so on point, actually, for the it's weird that it was geared towards children too. Like Ren and Stimpy.
Rocco, all these are kind of weird.
Yeah, it's strange and weird, but like for the conglomerate, like cubes.
Hold on. How weird is that not only did it do great rulers and by their murder numbers, I did great evil corporations because I figured the biggest ones.
Oh, and I was thinking about it.
Conglomero appeared on my list, dude.
Oh, I was going to start with the Pinky and the Brain quote. What do you want to do tonight, Nick?
Take over Conglomerate.
Whatever we do every night, Nick.
Every night.
Try to take over the world.
Which could be the biggest podcast one day. I wouldn't be surprised, folks.
Yeah, I would not be surprised either.
I might be a little surprised, I'm going to be honest. Like a little. It's like,
do you have stats on like how many people like Apple really owns? Like how many people work for Apple?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Apple's pretty evil.
Evil as in they sell everything for an exorbitant price and they expect, you to be a slave.
They lock you into their economy. You have to use their headphones. You have to use their iTunes software. You have to use their other software. You have to use their phone. You have to use their Macs. It's garbage. Their ecosystem. I think it's been referred to as.
See, like Walmart has like 2 million people, so that's not that much.
Wait, that's false.
It's very small. Smaller than I thought. List of largest employers. I'm going to take a list. 3 million. That's United States Department of Defense. And then People's Liberation Army in China is 2 million people. And then Walmart. So if Walmart and China's Liberation Army fought,
you're right. Good point.
It'd be kind of close.
So wait, I also did, I did the murder list, like greatest leaders by murder.
Yeah, I got some of that too.
I did one by area they ruled.
Oh,
like actual
cross filtering, huh?
Right, and I looked, almost none of them cross.
It's kind of weird that there's like maybe like
2
rulers
Hitler
in the same
did.
spot.
Hitler did.
Where did he cross into?
He was number 6 on the most land area owned. They did it by square miles. Well, here's interesting. So since I wrote it out, I might as well use the damn information. I don't want to just use it once.
Yeah.
So, of all the murders, the top 4 guys.
You do it like by percentage because like some of the world was smaller back then. Some of them were like by percentage of the world. Like they had enough kills to do like more than 1%.
That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
How much does the Black Plague kill? I want to say like 20%, but I made that number
like
up.
40 million people, but I'm gonna look that up. Keep going.
Percentage. Okay. Well, what was real interesting is the first 4 people on my murders list of great rulers, even Pol Pot and everybody, and Saddam Hussein, everybody fits into that category. You add the bottom 5, it equals like the 5th guy. You add 4, 5, and 6, and it equals Hitler. Actually, it doesn't even equal it. I think all of them you have to add to equal Hitler.
Wow.
And then you have to add Hitler and all the others to equal Stalin. And for Stalin, you just have to add some more to get Mao Zedong. But either way, I started the list at 1.1 million, and I ended up at like 75 million.
Oh man,
it's a pretty steep old slope, folks.
That's crazy. The Chinese one was exacerbated though because they had these 3 pests, right? They killed like I'm gonna make this up. I know one. I know the third one. They killed mosquitoes. They killed something else in the middle. And they killed sparrows because the sparrows were eating corn or whatever, all the rice. Some like very kind of logical way, but they never factored in that the sparrows also eat locusts, which then eat the crops. So that like quadrupled like the number of kills. Like he thought, I feel like I'm playing Call of Duty. Like you got to kill the sparrows, don't kill them, don't shoot at the enemy. Shoot the sparrows. Oh, you got.
I will. I'll get all the lights.
Yeah. Classic. I'll take out the trash. Don't worry. I got it. Don't worry. I'll do it. Yep, I got it. So that he ended up having people like paid to kill sparrows, which then caused locusts and then caused
more people to starve.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I guess, oops for 40 million. Wait, 70 million people's lives.
Yeah, I mean the number's ridiculous. How do you go? Yeah.
The Black Plague or Black Death.
I want to hear. What's the number?
They estimated it was 50% of Europe's total population.
That's insane.
That's crazy. It's
half
of everyone you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Way to reach out to everyone you know. You got some real power with you right there. That's just crazy. And it really said it says reduce the world's population from an estimated 450 million down to 350 million. So that's like a 30%?
4%? No, dude, it's like a 5%.
No, you're doing the math wrong, dude. Wait,
400 million? 3-something million?
450 million down to 350 million.
So 100 million out of 450. So, okay, a quarter. I'll give you a quarter.
I don't know how to do math, but that's about right.
Yeah. I did the math wrong originally, but I thought it was 400 to 350.
It's like 30%. I think it's around 30%. Almost
26%.
A third would have been 150 million people dying. So a little bit less than a third. Maybe a quarter. I'll give you a quarter.
Agree to disagree on how many people died.
Quarter of the world died.
That's messed up.
That's a lot of people. Now.
I love to play the game Plague, Inc. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. You got Madagascar is just they're so difficult to infect sometimes.
And there's some of those Canada even sometimes too. It's hardy and cold, and they don't interact with each other. I'm like, tell them to go kiss and hug.
Yeah, go to the theaters. Get a handy,
Get a handy. Spread that plague. Get a handy.
They're all robots. Whew. And that in Japan. Japan's difficult because they don't have human bodies.
I just gave everyone the death count. Can I give everyone a square miles count?
Oh, I got this list.
Cool. So
Portugal?
No. Do you know mine? It's individuals.
Okay. Individuals.
So
okay.
Person. Yeah, it's its actual person's name.
Okay. I get to cross.
George W. Bush.
What?
Yeah. He owned at one point 423,000 square miles. The original. I'm guessing it's all our properties, all our everything added up.
420,000 square miles?
Yeah.
It's like all of Texas, I guess, because he owned a lot of Texas.
He owned the United States.
I'm saying when
he was president. Yes. Okay. That's way more than Texas. I don't know how many square miles Texas is, but it ain't 420 goddamn thousand miles.
Wait.
Everyone from Texas thinks Texas is so big.
How big do you think Texas is the question.
40,000 square miles. No. Well, hold on. 100,000 even. No. 90.
Texas is 268,000 square miles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know it is. Isn't it?
I guess everything is bigger there, even square mileage.
Yeah, even my penis. Wow.
All right, let me go on, because the list isn't important. I just wanted to get to a fact in the list.
But you said the United States. Like, if he's the president of the United States, square mileage of the United States is...
I guess...
let's see. 300.8 million square miles is the United States.
I guess nobody owns that then?
So it must be like personal.
Wait, or is this
what do you
mile
mean?
square? Are we doing
It's
square
square
miles?
miles. It's square miles. Maybe it's what he took, because he did attack.
Oh, maybe.
Could have been what he took, like parts of
No, we
the
got to
Middle East.
recheck. Goddamn
It's a
list.
stupid list. Yeah.
Anyway, Francisco Pizarro, I don't care, he had 480,000.
Yeah, no one-
Napoleon, 720,000 square miles. Hitler, 1.37. Attila the Hun, 1.45 mil. Cyrus the Great, never heard of him. Sounds really great. 2 mil.
I'm gonna pause.
Tamerlane, go ahead.
It's weird that some of these, like we had the same education essentially. And
Essentially.
I think some of the history teachers might have been religiously based, and we
I
might
agree.
not have gotten a full perspective. Like we did have classes that were like, "Hey, you're not the only religion out there, so here are the other religions," but you still got biased perceptions of the world.
Yeah.
It's like Asian leaders, Middle Eastern leaders, Persian, Greek. Like you didn't get very many of I guess the full background of the world. So like people like Cyrus the Great and this other guy,
I never heard of him.
Tamerlane or whatever.
Yeah, Tamerlane's my next one.
Like you didn't hear about them. Like Tamerlane.
No, I've never heard them until I looked this up.
Tamerlane killed 5% of the world's population.
Damn, son.
And
So you didn't make my kill list, but
Yeah.
that's probably because the world's population was much lower.
17 million at the time.
Hmm.
But it's crazy. You never talk about the Mongols, and there's 2 Mongolian leaders that really they kept trying to take over the entire world.
And Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Who was my number one, by the way.
Yeah.
He ended up with 4.86. Actually, and I had a 1A. Right under Genghis Khan, I had Duck Dynasty. I don't know if you ever heard of that dynasty.
Is it 4
Worth
people?
$400 million.
Oh,
That's
wow.
insane.
Wow. A little duck thing.
Talk about dynasties, right, folks?
We need to create some stupid thing that actually sells, like our podcast, and then become internet celebrities. Because I think it's how
What
they
you
make their
talking
money.
about now?
We
I'm
need
sorry.
to marry some backwoods girls, and then
Yeah. Don't tell our girls. Yeah.
that's how we're famous.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead and do your other historical thing, because the last section I got is fiction, which I want to hit.
No, the only thing you didn't.
Mhm.
So the ones in order of size that I actually got were Portugal, which ranged from Brazil to Japan.
See, mine was individuals, which I don't know who Francisco Pizarro was, but maybe he's Portuguese.
He sounds Portuguese. I don't
Could
know.
be, folks.
I'm just
Go
going
ahead,
to say
go
he is. But most of these are like sea nations. Like it's either like sea nations that could travel to
Yeah,
different
you
countries,
have to. Right. Boats, baby.
Yeah.
Boats,
or
baby.
they're the Middle
Boats.
East, because the Middle East probably has these giant deserts that no one really talks about. So is Abbasid Caliphate, which is Middle Eastern.
I may have just not written him, because I think I saw that name.
Yeah, I guess this depends what I'm listening to, because some people, like the Indian person, is like, "Oh, this ruler was definitely the best." And I was like, "What?
Right.
Why do I care about an Indian guy? I don't care." French, the French had Canada to Vietnam at one point, and then Yuan. And
Yeah, I did. I saw this list as well that you're talking about.
yeah, it's
It's right. It's a country's list,
Yeah.
and it's at the biggest, the size that they were the biggest at their biggest.
yeah.
So like the French naval
They
fleet
invaded somebody, and yeah,
that's
they
why all
traded with
these
them.
countries in the Mediterranean and everything still speak French.
It's crazy if you think about like the languages that people speak. There's like we could have all spoken Chinese if China didn't go into like a little bubble,
Right.
or we could speak French or Spanish.
I think the Chinese actually they come out speaking the language perfectly fluent when they're born.
Yeah.
No, I
Wait a
checked,
second.
I checked
Yep.
on that. That's incorrect.
Yeah, that's almost did again.
Imagine 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah. So you got the Yuan and you got the Qing. Those 2 Chinese dynasties, which we never learned anything about because we're sheltered or something.
Mhm.
I'm going to hear the Uzayd Caliphate.
Yeah. Couple, I know.
Yeah, he went from Spain to
Oh, boy.
Pakistan. The
Shout
Middle
out
Eastern-
podcast.
Hey. And Spanish, they pretty much took over the all Americans, like all the America top to
I
bottom.
read that. I read Britain really got mad
Mm.
praise for having the sun never sets on the British Isles.
Yeah, they
So
keep
I-
saying that. That's damn cliches, absorbing everything. That's like Bonaparte. He's short, and then it's like he was not short. He was just average. And it's like, whoa, he's really sensitive about it.
Oh, real sensitive, homie.
But the one thing about the Spanish you didn't touch on was Cortez. Cortez is really interesting.
Americas. Go ahead.
He pretty much waged war on the Aztecs, and the Aztecs had all these enemies because they were killing like 250,000 people a year from the surrounding Indian communities in the Americas.
Good numbers. Good numbers.
And he not only used everyone against the Aztecs, he rallied them, gave them weapons, and then they took out the Aztecs. Then he enslaved everybody, and by the time he enslaved them, they all got diseases, and about 90% of the entire population died in slavery. Ooh, this is crazy numbers. These people, like, you don't even hear about these details. Like, these details are so ridiculous that it's just like, that's why slavery is bad. Like, you're introducing, like, malnutrition and health issues. And
they had all these slaves. Let's say they weren't going to help them anyway, but this guy owns 40 slaves, this guy owns 4, this guy owns 4, this guy owns 70. And then all these slaves get sick, and these people are just like, whoop, hope they don't die.
They're not strong enough.
It's like, yes, crazy.
Man.
But is it crazier that, like, because I'm trying to slow it down. I look at history as a big 400-year span, and I'm like, it just crunches into one fact.
You're plugging yourself in there, yeah.
Right, I'm looking at it on a day-to-day basis. So, like, my slaves are getting sick, and his slaves are getting sick, and my neighbor over here, his slaves are getting sick. And no one thinks, damn, I can't believe we don't get sick like this. Like, just weird stuff. Like, even, like, stuff like that. Like,
I mean, I had the Black Plague years ago, and I'm fine.
Yeah. It's just... and then, like, you lose, like, 10 people, like, they died, and you're like, oh, that's normal. Business as usual. But 90%, so everyone... they're all dying, and you're like, well, I guess it's the old dang slave plague. It's getting them. And you're like,
well, they're looking at it like a business, right? They took, like a bunch of boats over to a different country. They're
not the
over,
like the end users. Think of this. I mean, I feel like it's like buying a microwave.
A microwave that's 3 months away, and you have to pick it up yourself.
Sure, but I'm saying they think it's okay. They think it's normal. They think everyone has. No, but I'm saying they're wrong. But I'm saying they think like it's just a commodity.
They must equate them to like a proof of concept. Like the people that, like a Cortez that goes across the country, he's bringing back almost an idea, right? So he's bringing back the idea of like these people exist. He's bringing back the idea of like corn and different types of vegetables, as well as spices. Like the spices were ridiculously pricey. So
spicy for white people.
Yeah, he brought back like 1 or 2 ships of spices, and it paid for his entire trip. Just the spices. They don't even care about the slaves at that point. So it's like, that's crazy. That's nuts.
So is food the real game changer?
That's one thing is like that surprised me is that Italy didn't have tomatoes back then. Tomatoes are an American thing.
No kidding.
And now they turned it into something that's better than what we make here. And it's like, that's a shame.
Shout out Italian from the podcast.
Yeah. 50% of our viewership better be Italian.
Better be. Goddamn right. Or from New Jersey, where the tomatoes come from.
It's like those trading routes were just crazy. Like the Silk Road. Like the yuan.
Well, and then if we break it down even more, trade routes were based on currents and stuff, weren't they?
For boats, yeah. Or I think the Silk Road was actually like a path through China to Europe, right? And if you were like the Mongols, you were in the way, so you could control it.
Interesting.
So my list, I'm going to finish off my list. So the Russians, who cares about them? They managed the tundra. And they had the Mongols, who had the Silk Road, and who was the Genghis Khan, and then Tamerlane. Where did Attila the Hun? Is he? I feel like
I got him
in the
region. 5 on my list, but yeah.
He was in the region though, right? He's like a Middle Eastern.
Yeah, Middle East, definitely. Yeah.
I'm gonna call him a Mongol, but that's probably wrong. And then British.
Yeah, I don't know, time-wise, right? Then Britain.
And British, yeah, what do you care?
And both, dude, it's all about naval conquest at the time, right? Most powerful navy in the world.
That's what China did. The Chinese people made a giant fleet they weren't going to battle with. They would just show up at people's ports, and they just have like a ridiculous number of boats. And people would just be like, we don't want to mess with them. We'll just, here's a tithe. We'll just pay you all the money.
Right.
Enjoy. Don't bother us.
Well, I have 2 directions left. They're fairly short, straightforward. I have the richest, like the most powerful rich fictional. No, fictional. I love fiction. And then I have fictional bad companies, bad powerful organizations.
Got like a Lex Luthor in there? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, then I'll go right into people. Lex Luthor was number 1.
Oh, got him.
Want to hear the funniest thing? This is all from one website. I can't even remember if it was like BuzzFeed or something. It was like They figured out the wealth of all the fictional characters and ranked them, which is the most BuzzFeed thing you can do.
Yeah.
We do not condone such
list.
behavior, and I don't know where they come up with the numbers. Number like 9 or something was Game of Thrones Tywin Lannister, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool because they were the wealthiest people, right? They always repay their debts. They bought all their armies. They bought all their land, right?
Yeah.
Check this one, Watchmen Ozymandias, the guy from the Watchmen. Yeah, remember he learned how to control the stock market and everything, and he built a lair in like Alaska or the ice Antarctica, I think it was.
And they're calculating all this stuff.
He calculated his wealth, $7 billion. I like how they came up with the number. Hold on, this gets better. Star Wars Jabba the Hutt is worth $8.4 billion.
Oh, man.
I don't know where they got the number, but I love it.
You know they're looking through all the different comics trying to like count the slaves.
They were probably arguing about it, screaming at each other in the studio. Simpsons Montgomery Burns, folks. He's worth $8.4 billion also.
I'll give it to him.
Yeah,
Small town in Illinois, I would say. Springfield.
In that area, in general.
Yeah.
Ming the Merciless, which I thought was interesting. He's the arch-villain of The Flash, and he very much looks like Genghis Khan in the picture I saw. Huh. And I think his name is even Asian, and I think he's based on like all those Asian conquerors.
I never even known this guy. Ming the Merciless.
Near do I. I'm not. If someone corrected me,
I
go right ahead. I'm just going by it. Looks like he's a ripoff of all the Asian conquerors. Worth $20.9 billion. According to who? I don't friggin' know. Here's my favorite one. No, the next two are my favorite. They're number 3 and 4. Or 2 and 3. Number 3. From The Hobbit, Smaug the Dragon, worth $54.1 billion. Because he's sitting on the gold. He's sitting on a throne of gold. I was like, he's a dragon. There's no stock market. He's just sitting on gold. I don't even know he owns it. You could take it, but he's worth $54.1 billion.
Oh man!
And you guess that's number 3, and number 1 was Lex Luthor at $75 billion. No, not sure where the number came from.
Oh man!
Number 2, folks. Buckle up. Want to take a guess? A gander? That's a hint. What's a gander?
A flock of birds, right?
Huh? Walt Disney.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Who would be
a rich bird from Walt Disney?
Daffy Duck?
Close. His cousin. Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge.
Registered in at $65 billion, folks.
Oh man.
But he's swimming in that pile of gold and whew.
Man.
Who the hell made this
counting
list?
all the coins on the screen.
That list, I enjoyed that list, but I don't know where they based any of it on at all. Even a little bit.
Oh man.
I like it though.
It's crazy. It's crazy how lightly we could take all that stuff. Well,
I guess.
Cartoon stuff, sure.
Scrooge McDuck's wealth. Yeah, I can take that real lightly, but yeah. Crack me up. And just real quick, I was going to run through a few bad corporations from fiction.
Well, I got something to add real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
So, like, most of the countries, most of the people, I guess, that expanded rapidly. So either
this is real life, right?
This is real life. This is my take on what I saw. So there's people that, like, created a new technique, like a different formation for an army or a different way to manage things.
Okay.
Yep. Or they had, like, a technology. Like, they found out how to, like, armor horses or they shoot a bow or something.
Sure.
Like the Mongols.
Weapons.
Yeah, different
Weapons.
method for expanding. And it's really seemed kind of interesting that, like, a lot of the surges occurred when there was, like, a displacement of technology, and then these people, most of them overstretched. Yeah, they overstretched their bounds, and then they started to crumble because they didn't have, like, a means of communication, like the internet. Like, they couldn't talk to everyone in the country, so they just crumbled.
Right, there's no way to spread the information.
I thought it was just fascinating because, like, it's just, in today's, like, the now, we have so much technology that we've hit a limit that, like, you can't create a more powerful weapon than a nuclear bomb, and like, you can't communicate faster than the internet. So have we hit a limit? Are we now stopped and saying, you know, we're done now, or are we gonna
I would say this
hot button North Korean
Kim
Jong?
Hot button. But I'm thinking just the time frames we deal with are smaller. Back then, if it took 6 weeks to get news of China to America. And then years later, it takes 6 days with newspapers. And then nowadays, it takes 6 seconds. So that I think there can be a conquest that's incredibly huge in technology and in advancement. But I think it lasts so short that you're right. It's never going to get to be a big number anymore. Like, it's the greatest technology on the world for 5 days. You know what I mean? How much can you conquer in 5 days, 5 weeks? Back then, if it took dozens and dozens of years to catch up to all this, at that point, you can conquer so much. It's ridiculous.
Plus, how quickly do you think, like, an ICBM travels? Like, the space station travels around the Earth every 30 minutes. So an ICBM probably takes only 15 minutes to hit somebody. So if you want to say, like, I want to kill, like, you know, how many millions of people?
China or in Pakistan.
So now it's like, whoa. It's like either it's mutual destruction or everyone lays off and says we don't want to screw.
Interestingly enough, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, because people are actually logical. It takes like one dictator.
Well, you have to be. I mean, it's so powerful that if you're not, oops. You know? I mean, oops.
Yeah, I can't wait till that one broadcast. We're less like, guys, we screwed up. Fired a missile, hit some people.
They're going to fire back.
And it'd be
we don't know if it's going to be New York.
You have 15 minutes.
I'd move.
Yeah, what would you do in the last 15 minutes? Pack up yourself. We have to have sex really fast. Faster than normal.
Let's have sex 5 times. 3 minutes go. 3 minutes go. 3 minutes go.
So you're gonna transition that?
I just wanted to touch on just the evil corporations. I thought which are awesome.
Apple. You start with Apple.
That's a real one, not a fictitious one. I actually started with something that I don't even watch. The Hunger Games.
Oh yeah.
Who's that president? He's played by. Is it Kiefer Sutherland's dad?
Sutherland? Donald
Sutherland. Yeah, President Snow of the Capitol.
I was gonna say White.
Because technically he owns the whole world, I guess, that's left, and there's a resistance.
What's the clue? Is there a Professor White or is that Professor Plum?
That sounds like Professor Plum. Well, it might be Professor White. But I'm just going through the list because I didn't want to dwell on them. How about Avatar? There's the RDA Corporation.
RDA.
The RDA Corporation is the big Avatar. Generic, right? Yeah. What do you need?
They replaced Mrs. White with a...
What?
Dr. Orchid, apparently. Oh.
Got it. Let me place a crate upstairs. It will be exactly 30 seconds. Go through your list. I said Resident Evil, Umbrella Corporation,
Umbrella. I'll talk about Umbrella.
Zelda, Ganon, and Rocco Conglommo.
Rocco Conglommo. Man.
Don't worry, dude. I'll do it.
I'm talking about women. They always like those little tasks. They like to insert themselves into whatever you're doing. She's probably yelling at him right now. I'm like, you're always downstairs. What are you doing down there? Are you really podcasting? How much money do you make off of that? If you're like, I don't make any money off of it. Maybe in the future. He's like, this damn dog keeps biting my leg. God damn it, Otis. But really, what do you say, Ganon? I don't know how they calculated Ganon. And then what was the one that Ganon? Is it Umbrella? Resident Evil is one of my favorite games. It's just it's an amazing corporation. If you could bioengineer anything, it'd be Umbrella.
Umbrella?
Yeah.
Man, they were on the top of the evil list. Here's one that I didn't think of that's really good. By and Large.
By and Large?
The movie WALL-E. Ever see it?
WALL-E, yeah.
So they started as a yogurt company. They eventually made all food products, all convenience products. Gas stations became so big that they made this spaceship that would take everyone away from the Earth because it was filling up with trash.
That's where they had them on a hover chair, and they would just feed them whatever.
By and Large, baby. Make humans pretty much fat, obsolete, and just living in comfort, baby.
Oh, that sounds good.
I can do it.
Wait for this future.
I don't like being fat. I've been getting fat.
Hashtag daddies.
Pound patties. Oh, and quick shout out to the Omni Consumer Products, OCP from Robocop. That's my favorite bad company in the world. Yeah. I love those guys. They put a crack addict's brain into a killing machine, that big
Yeah.
That's so awesome. And they were like, we're putting someone's brain in there, and they picked the crack addict. And, oh, he went crazy. He started gunning everyone.
Genius.
So that's rulers, evil corporations, or as I like to say, in parentheses, not so great rulers.
Fantastic. I think we covered quite a variety right there.
We did. We summed up pretty nice. I had a word of the day. I'll share it with you.
Oh, I think I had one too, but you can go ahead.
Pandiculation.
Ooh, pendiculation or pandiculation?
And.
It's like a universal type of diculation?
Nope. You know in the morning when you get up out of bed and you stretch and yawn at the same time?
Yeah.
It's called pandiculation.
Huh.
It's your body like waking up and stuff. It's pretty cool that your muscles and your yawn and all that stuff is tied together.
Pandiculation. All right.
Check it out, folks. Pandiculate all morning long. I don't care.
My word is, I like that word, pandiculation.
I knew you would.
Yeah. My word is striated. You know striated?
Isn't that what rocks become when they have different levels of sediment or something?
Yeah. They call that, they do the same thing for muscle. Like muscle is like different fibers. And I like it because they don't really know how muscle works. You know, how strong you can be, you know. They have these different things that like kind of interlock, and whenever they have the diagram, it's like you just have these things that kind of like use like magnetic force and they kind of do their thing, but like strength of a muscle fiber is like they're just like it's
no 100%, huh?
Yeah, no one's not really sure.
That's a good point.
Yeah. If there's proof out there, I'd invite all the trolls just to comment like crazy, just blow us up with comments.
I forgot. I did want to get something off my chest real quick.
Oh no!
It involves my friend Dildan.
What did he do?
I mean, he didn't even do anything recently. I just was talking to him the other day. I was having a good conversation.
He's a victim.
In this story, he isn't. So I've been wanting to get it off my chest. It's a little weird. In 5th grade, he used to save all his Lunchables. Oh. He always got the ham and cheese one?
Yeah, they last for like 2 or 3 years.
Good. I'm glad you said that. He would always save like 2 cheeses, 3 hams, 2 cheeses, whatever. Like I noticed it was just weird because everyone will always eat their Lunchable. Weird meat, but I'm not getting into it. So he'd always save it, put it in his backpack. I thought that was weird. Nothing of it. And he lived near me. We would walk home underlined, so look it up. I don't care. Walking home underlined. Walked by his house. But one day, his parents weren't home. Just his older brother, John. So he said, "Yeah, come in. I'll show you something." Okay. So we go in Dildan's house. We push his dogs to the side. My mom and dad are home. We gotta check this out. Okay. We went into his basement, and I really thought we were gonna see like some daddy pornography, a stack of Playboys or something. Like I could tell something in the air, sexual.
Pound daddies. We
go down there, and he had this curtain. He pulled it back, and behind it is a little wood board. He could move it to the side. And I said, What is it? I'm getting excited. I'm feeling weird. And he's like, "You promise not to tell?" It's been like 20 years. I can tell whoever the hell I want, Dildan. He opens it up, and he had a meat and cheese sculpture. This isn't funny, dude. Of Willem Dafoe.
Oh, man. Boondock Saints?
Yeah. This is the sick part. He made the genitals out of just the meat. And he made them big. I'm talking big.
It's a lot of baloney.
The only reason I knew it was Willem Dafoe is because he wrote Willem Dafoe above the head. I mean, with the meat and cheese, it wasn't that noticeable. And I don't know what he wanted me to do. He was looking at me like just waiting for me to react. Like, he's just looking at me like, I got it. Someone else is going to get it. And I was like, dude, what? Because we were in 5th grade. I was just like, this is gross. And he got real upset and flustered and told me to forget about it. And he locked it up and closed it up. I forgot all about it. About 6 months later, his dogs, Snoops and Licorice, were down in the basement. They must have bumped the wood thing aside. They ate most of the thing. They ate the dick and everything. And they threw up all over the floor. And his parents came down and found it. And they were really upset. Like, it was a big thing. He was punished for like 6 months. I still don't know why he did it. I still don't know what he got out of it. Or why the genitals were so big. But every time I smell Lunchables meat, I think of Dildan's basement. So
think of Willem Dildan Dafoe?
I don't know. I just wanted to get it off my chest. I hope he found help.
How big do you think?
Him or the Lunchables?
The Lunchables.
I'm talking. It was like 8 lunches for just Willem Dafoe's.
Wow.
You know? I mean, dedication though, when it's his part. So, shout out for that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's understandable. What else are you gonna do with your time and a bunch of Lunchables?
I don't know. Anyway, we got 1 click on the website. Someone commented in the user section.
No.
That's all right. This one, well, I mean, it's not a bot. I'm pretty sure. It's horse_xbeaver_horsex. Click my page to find the only way to giddy up in them guts, and you will fully be in for a surprise. That was pretty clever.
Yeah, that's good.
I didn't click the page, but it's probably good.
I'll click it later tonight.
Yeah, maybe in 5-10 minutes.
So what I'm looking for.
I'm sure they will. Well, folks, wraps it up for tonight, I guess. You got to check our socials, right?
Yeah, we got socials up here, unpanders.com, and some Twitter feeds, and some Facebooks, and some MySpaces, Instagrams, Tumblrs, Snapchats, and our website, which I already mentioned.
You got them all.
I think I did get them all.
Check it here, folks. Check it here, folks. Just make sure you're checking it with us here at Daddy Pound. Anyway, unpanders.com. No the.
No the. Just unpanders.
That's in 7-4.